I am sick and tired of this guru and that guru telling me we're in the ascension. With everything that's going on right now, how on God's green earth could we be going through a planetary shift? Are you kidding me? This is what I'm hearing, guys, from so many people right now. No surprise, no wonder. People are despondent. They're worried. They're frankly ready to give up. Not everybody, and I know some of you out there listening are some of those who feel something very definitive is going on in a positive way. But I wanted to get into this subject briefly, albeit briefly, and tell you about what's kind of on my mind today, and has been for a while, about what I'm hearing from some of you, what I'm hearing from some of my friends and circle, frankly, that are aware of this prophesizing of a planetary shift, of an evolution, of human ascension. You know, I never liked that word, I'll be frank with you, because it sort of denotes this hierarchy from one level to another, from low to high. I don't know that it frankly works that way. That's another subject for another time. But the bottom line is promises of evolution, promises of becoming more enlightened, not just ourselves, but the planet itself, or at least the frequency acceleration. And yet, what the heck is going on right now? What appears to be going on is anything but that. What appears to be going on. For those of you that have watched Higher Journeys before, you have no doubt heard me say in the last, 2 or so years, I truly believe that we are living at a metaphysically potent time. I'm going to apologize because I need to cough. Dealing with allergies. I believe that we are living, and I do. Now, I'm not even going to say believe. I sense that we are right smack in the middle of a metaphysically potent time. Those signs have also been around. We just talked about the increased instances of synchronicity with Bob Davis, who we had on the show last week, and a lot of you responded. The repeating numbers of this, that. We won't go into that. So it seems as if there's this paradox that's going on right now where we're in a, I'll just say it, shit show. I usually don't swear, but I'm going to go ahead and say it. It seems like a grand shit show of all that's going on, not just globally, but in individual lives. People are going through crisis like I have never seen before. And I'll be frank, myself included. I'm going through, I wouldn't call it a dark night of the soul, but I'm going through some challenges that are really testing me and making me ask the question, really? Are we in a positive evolutionary cycle? There's a little thought inside of me that says, Alexis, indeed we are. But here's the caveat. We need to learn, we need to know, we need to sit, ponder, reflect, check in with ourselves inside to find out if this is indeed going on in the middle of all of this tumult, if indeed we are in this grand evolutionary period that could change the planet and ourselves for the better, for good, what the heck do we do with it? How do we do this in the midst of the storm? If you remember, I did, I'm sure a lot of you watching now remember the incredible interview that I did with Daryl Anka, Channel for Bashar. This was right at the beginning of the pandemic, March of 2020, where he channeled Bashar in December, who I suppose you could say prophesized what was about to hit us with little notice. And the message that remains with me to this day, and if you haven't seen the video, I think we've got about 350,000 and going up views still going on that interview. It was really, really powerful. I'll put a link. But the essential message that Bashar conveyed to us all is things are going to be crazy. There's going to be a storm swirling all around you. And your number one goal is to find the eye of the storm, because within that eye, it is the calmest while the storm is swirling all around you. in a way you've never seen before. In the midst of it is calm. In the center of it is calm. That is a phenomenal metaphor, but it's probably more than a metaphor. The challenge for all of us right now, because the storm seems unrelenting, doesn't it? Sustained effects. And for all intent and purposes, I don't know when those storms are going to let up, at least in a significant way. The challenge is to find our way to the center. Is there a protocol? Is there a manual? I doubt it. However, I do think that there are some techniques. Some of you are doing them now. I hear from some of you that have written to me, Alexis, I've been trying this, I've been trying that. Obviously, meditation and other methods of finding silence. I call it silence because I don't think it needs to be even as complicated as a meditation practice, as much as silence to be able to go within oneself. That has to happen in whatever way you deem appropriate to do it. Because it's calm there. You have a choice to go there. So without a doubt, I think we need to be doing that. However, I do think that there are some other things that we can do. I think the first thing that we need to do, journeyers, is to understand what I have called the paradox of reality that we are right smack in the middle of right now. The storm and the calm coexist. What appears to be humanity going to hell in a handbasket and evolving at the same time coexists. The dichotomy, the good and the heinous coexist. So understanding the paradox, I think, is absolutely important. It's complex and it's mind twisting, certainly for the left brain to try to work that out. As I have been pondering what the hell is going on, there's a part of me that says, you know what's going on. There's another part that says, oh, I don't. Back and forth, right? The vacillating. I started talking to some of my friends, some of which you know, my colleagues. And I'm like, guys, I'm hearing from too many people that are feeling that they've been duped by those that have said for years, this grand period of time is coming and you're going to be able to skip down a path into the fifth dimension, through the fourth, into the fifth, and ascend, the word I don't like, but nonetheless. And I believe that everyone that has spoken on this topic means well, but I think that few of us really truly understand how it works, and more importantly, what we're supposed to be doing with it now, not when this is all over. I think part of the test is take the crappiest, most tumultuous period you can. This is the time that you're going to find your center, that calm, that eye of the storm. And within that eye is that revelatory period, and that period in which the evolution really begins. And so as I got together with some friends, we all agreed, actually, let's put something together. Let's put something together to try to help one another, but mainly to help your audience and you and me. And so here we go. Here it is, the kicker. I've decided to put together on the fly, really, not on the fly because I put a lot of work into it, but really born out of a need to try to figure out what's going on and what to do with it, most importantly. Not just information, but action. People want to cut through the muck and find out, what do I do and how do I do it? And again, I don't think there's a manual, but I do think that if we begin to understand the dynamic of what's going on right now, understand it within the context of our evolution, we're going to start to have some epiphanies along the way. And so I have put together what I am calling cracking the Ascension Code. This is a series of courses. These are courses. These are workshops, I think is probably more apt to say, of which we will be covering. Let's see if I can remember because I have no notes. I'm just talking to y'all right now. We're going to be talking about, and this is a big one, what the Ascension is and isn't, and how to grow with it and anchor ourselves within it in order to thrive. We're going to be talking about the role that the physical body plays in utilizing this vehicle of ours, this avatar of ours, to ground ourselves within the ascension, the evolution, to utilize this as a tool, the physical body, to get there. We're also going to be talking, a little controversial, but we're going to do it. We're going to talk about possible ascension blocks. Could there be something out there trying to stop humanity from evolving, from the planet evolving? We're going to go there too, because I think it's important to know the dynamic that we're dealing with, the players that we're dealing with, in order to navigate it. So we're going to cover all of that, working with the physical body, getting clarity on what the ascension is and isn't, and are there some factions trying to stop it? They won't succeed, I guarantee you, but they certainly won't succeed, whomever they are, if we can arm ourselves with the right information and start to work on it immediately. Lastly, we're going to bring in the ET contact phenomenon. How could we not? We're going to talk about open contact. We're going to talk about open contact with non-human intelligence as it relates to and is integral to our ascension. I don't think you can sort of separate these things. I think they're all connected, frankly. So we're going to cover, there'll be 4 workshops as part of the Cracking the Ascension Code series. And now I'm going to tell you, and then we're going to end with a little teaser. We've got Cynthia Sue Larson, who's one of our instructors. PMH Atwater, who you just heard from, and she, my God, some of the things that she told me offline in terms of really trying to distill what's going on right now will turn you on your ear, I guarantee you. You know how powerful she is. And I also have Whitley Strieber, who's going to be talking about open contact as it relates to the now and how that connects to our ascension. They're coming, they're all going to be coming forward as a part of the now brand new Higher Journeys Conscious Academy with our first series, Cracking the Ascension Code. We also have somebody that I think you've heard, well, I know you've heard from once, named Robin McClendon. She's a fabulous woman who I actually had the pleasure of getting to know when we were together in Australia just before all of this happened. And she's the one that's going to be speaking about, is there some faction? Is there something that may be trying to inhibit or intersect or stop us from ascending? We got a great lineup. So I'm going to end on that. About 13 minutes in. I'm glad to talk to you. And I've been really, really mulling over how to handle a conversation like this. Obviously, we're going to continue with the courses that we're about to offer. But it's time we really dig in, peel back the layers, because we deserve to know what the heck is going on with a little bit of help, helping each other. So we're going to start with Cynthia. In fact, I'm going to leave you with a little teaser, a little preview of her upcoming course, November 20th. This is going to be a live webinar. I'm going to have the link for you in the description. We're going to pin it in the comments. Make sure you have all the information you need. It is going to be fabulous. I know I need it. How about y'all? Let me know. Really excited. So you can sign up now. Let me leave you with this. I'm going to say ta-ta for now. And yeah. So I'm going to end with this. I started out by saying the ascension. Actually, that wasn't coming from me per se. That was coming from a lot of people, maybe some of you that I've been hearing from. But I will say this. I have a gut sense that we're right smack in the middle of it now. All we need is the information and the epiphanies to equip us to integrate and go with it. And that's what we intend to do. So I look forward to seeing you in the courses. In the meantime, let me leave you with this. Cynthia Sue Larson coming up November 20th. Love you guys. Talk to you soon. Bye.
Are you one of those individuals who have been downright confused because you've been told what the ascension is supposed to look and feel like, and you're seeing just the opposite? Are you feeling lost, misled, and despondent about this planetary acceleration because you don't feel you are accelerating with it? If so, you are definitely not alone. But knowing that little fact doesn't fix the problem. It's time to get real knowledge to help you differentiate fact from fiction. And then you need the tools to be able to integrate that knowledge to ensure a positive and successful transition into becoming a new human in a new world. Best-selling author and consciousness researcher Cynthia Sue Larson will be your interactive teacher who will guide you through Ascension myths and truths in this empowering workshop.
I think one of the biggest myths about Ascension is that people assume it happens when we die or that we leave our bodies, that kind of thing, or it might be associated with a group or some spiritual process that's happening to a lot of people and that they're all ascending simultaneously. And that is a big myth because actually Ascension is something available to each of us individually. It always has been. And it does not require that you belong to any particular religious or spiritual group per se. It's definitely a natural process happening. One of the things we can actually tell is when there's enough chaos happening around the world at such levels that seem almost unbelievable. So it seems like this is beyond what I could have even imagined. That is actually a very good sign that we are hitting a very global ascension level opportunity. So it's something where all of us have the opportunity to level up, to recognize that there's something that we are capable of that's always been within us that we can now activate. And the crisis, if you will, is actually a birth. It's an opportunity for each of us to draw forth hitherto unknown levels of calmness, love, centeredness, balance, poise, kindness, compassion, and qualities and abilities that perhaps we'd not fully appreciated as well. The intensity of this high sense perception activation that's going on is very keyed into the crisis level chaos that's happening on a planetary level. So as human beings that we are, recognize there's something going on that could be a threat, that there's something that's a challenge, there's something beyond what our previous levels of awareness and our tool set have allowed us to handle. This is on the subconscious level. We realize it's time to awaken and activate some superpowers, if you will, the abilities to see and sense into other possible realities, and a lot more. This workshop is such an opportunity to become authentic on a deeper level that most of us crave in our souls, but we feel has slipped away somehow as we start adulting through our life and doing what we think is expected and plodding along and not really living fully with that sense of amazing inspiration that can come through. So this workshop is an invitation to reawaken what's already within each of us, within you, and to activate a higher level of authority within your own life so that you can be courageous to the point of fearlessness in the face of those dramas and things and events that you wish that you could rise above. You will start gaining the tools to be able to do that at the same time as you're activating some amazing abilities to go within and have an intuitive knowingness of what's right and when you're all aligned within yourself and with your life.
Cynthia's groundbreaking books, including Quantum Jumps and Reality Shifts, have shown thousands how to successfully make the leap from the old world into the new. And now she will be your personal instructor to help you make that leap with ease, excitement, and promise. Don't miss this transformational and powerful workshop, what Ascension is and isn't, how to recognize and grow through it to thrive, with Cynthia Sue Larson and me, Alexis Brooks, your course guide and workshop moderator. Let's not lose another moment trying to guess what the Ascension is and how to go with it. Let's arm ourselves with vital insight so we can become that Ascension right now.